Hey, peoples, how y'all doing? I just wanted to come on here real quick because Lord knows, spirit, my ancestors, everything in me has been nudging me to speak on these Braxton women. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So I'm just going to try to keep it as quick as I can. So I had to go back and rewatch the seasons of the Braxton Family Values, just to, one, refresh my memory, and two, to see if I really do have a bias for Tamar. And I do. I don't know why, but I've always been like drawn to Tamar. Um and like I've always noticed something aside from her personality, and she funny as fuck. There's something about that lady's eyes. There was something always in that woman's eyes that always drew me towards her. So, and then seeing her back on this like reboot of, well, this reboot of the show, it's like it's a whole different vibe, and I'm feeling it for real. So she recently like reposted some videos of certain people like giving their 2 cents of who they see the real fucking villain finally is. I've been seeing that bald-headed scallywag bitch Tawanda for what she really was. I've been seeing that bitch. So I'm happy that the world's fucking clocking it now too. But so she was posting videos of people and their of giving their breakdown, and in one of the captions she said that she's very triggered. This filming this and rewatching and watching this shit got her very triggered, and if you keep pushing her, she gonna talk about that other shit. So that definitely was a warning, threat, take it how you want to. And I think that was a warning to Wanda. And what I'm about to say, the breakdown I'm about to give, is solely based off of my personal experience and what I went through in my life. And I have a video here on my TikTok that breaks down, gets into that a little bit. But this is why I feel like I've always gravitated towards Tamar, and I think this is what the real, nitty gritty is. So follow me here. We already know that in that family, there is a problem of sexual abuse, molestation. There's some deep, dark pedo or perverted-ish that's in that bloodline, that's in that family. We already know that. Tamar told the world that she was touched by it or done wrong by immediate family member or family members. It could be both. She probably said both at the same time. I don't know, but we already know that she was done wrong by somebody in her family. Now, fast forward, we find out that in the next generation, her niece now was also done wrong by someone in the family. So on Tamar's part, we know that when she did speak up and ask for help from those in her family, nothing was done for her. She was probably given the same charade that everybody's family is given that has gone through something like that in their family. And sidebar, I don't know why people it's old generational shit, like what happens in the family stays in the family, like, hush hush, you got to keep this persona, you got to keep this look and this image, which is some bullshit. But I think that that's what was told to Tamar. And especially, you got to remember, these women had to uphold a certain image. And this is not Hollywood image. This is pre-Hollywood image, darling. This is the image of the church, okay? Which is, I believe, a harder image to uphold, if you ask me. So, especially your father's a minister, and he a low-down minister doing low-down shit. It's like it was a whole bunch of fake bullshit in that family already. So, but they already have it in so what I'm trying to say with that is that these women know how to keep it together, uphold an image. They've been doing it their whole fucking lives, right? So I'm pretty sure that when Tamar told whoever she told that whatever was done to her by whomever it was done by, they told her to hush hush, because that's what they do. you keep the victim quiet in order to keep that image, because depending on who that person is in the family, it is going to reflect on somebody else. And how dare your hurt and pain hinder how I look like as a mother or a father. I grew up in a household of 5. My mom, my oldest sister, a year and 5 months older than me, myself, the middle child, and my youngest sister, who's 2 years younger than me, and my father. My father worked, what was that? Is that third? I don't even think it's third shift. I think it's like mid shift or whatever. He worked like 4 to midnight, and had his own life on in the summertime and on the weekends, had a whole nother marriage, a whole nother family, and all of that bullshit. So my dad wasn't really in the household, sort to say, and really involved and really knew the ins and outs. So no, my dad wasn't a pastor, pastoring people in the community and shit like that. But my dad was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was an accountant. He had his own business, and he was just always that friendly guy everybody liked. He was that funny man. He was that person that you could count on. He was always there for you. Like, my dad is that he's just that good, cool ass guy. Everybody wanted my dad to be their dad, pretty much. So you have that pressure as a child to also uphold that image for your dad. So I relate to Tamar in that sense of, you hold that image, especially your dad's a fucking minister in a church. Like, that's even worse. So you're in how I grew up, we weren't religious and shit like that. Like, my dad didn't get down with stuff like that, but my grandmother was. My grandmother was Catholic, and her youngest son, who lived across the street from her, with his 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, the girl being the oldest, and she was 5 years older than me, with his wife. So they were always very close, and since we lived the closest to them, we were always together. Those were the cousins that we were always with. And we were always like at my grandma's house, and that's where we would meet up. And, you know, we would have sleepovers at my grandmother's house, and we always wanted to be over there. My dad was real strict on not letting us sleep over people's houses and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't down with that shit because we were girls. But when it came to family and stuff like that, he was a little bit more lenient. Even though he was aware of boys in my uncle's house because of my 2 male cousins, he was still lenient, but it wasn't an all the time thing. It was like, you could sleep over, like, if there was like a party or something like that. And I say that because, unfortunately, people still believe, even now in 2025, that children and stuff like that get touched in the family is by a male. It has to be a man. It has to be the boy cousin. It has to be the uncle. It has to be the daddy. It has to be the grandfather. You don't ever really think about it being the same sex, female, on boy stuff, you know. We're now hearing more and more about that, you know, shout out to Kanye. So, and I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I'm Dominican. I don't know if that's a cultural thing, but that shit happens a lot in, like, minority families and shit like that, where you got cousins touching cousins, brothers and sisters touching each other and shit like that, and then the parents keep it hush hush. It is some weirdo motherfucking shit. It is some weirdo shit. Now, I believe that Tawanda is the villain of all motherfucking villains. And I've never seen it for that bald-headed, scallywag ass bitch. I've never seen it for her because she reminds me of my oldest sister. From Braxton family values, I'm telling you, I've never seen it for this bitch. I've never seen it for her ass. Never. Ever. Ever. Like, something about her just made me cringe. And it's just like, yo, she reminds me of my oldest sister. That's pretty much what it was.